Good morning. It's Tuesday, November 22nd, 9:30 a.m. If you'd all please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's start with a prayer, please. Dear Lord, on this Thanksgiving week, we thank Thee for our food and remember the hungry. We thank Thee for health and remember the sick. We thank Thee for friends and remember the friendless. We thank Thee for freedom and remember the enslaved. May these remembrances stir us to service, that Thy gifts to us may be used to help others. We also beseech Your divine guidance in this meeting. Keep us ever mindful of our obligation. Grant us, dear Lord, wisdom, tolerance, and courage, that we may well serve our county and fulfill our trust. Amen. All right. We have minutes.
Okay, and I think we have a lot of them.
Yes, we do.
There's a lot.
So I will make a motion to approve the public hearing minutes from November 14th, the public hearing minutes again from November 14th, from November 15th, and again from November 15th, and the regular commissioner meeting minutes from November 15th, the public hearing meetings on November 16th.
All right. I will second that motion. Any discussion or changes? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes. All right. Next, Dan Becker, County Engineer's Office. Good morning.
Morning. Happy almost Turkey Day. Let's see what we got. I've got 5 resolutions for your consideration today. First resolution is authorizing the county engineer to advertise for bids for the hot mix bituminous pavement plants. The next resolution is authorizing the county engineer to advertise for bids for various sizes of quantities of aggregate for the Medina County Highway Engineers. The next resolution is asking for the necessity to close Marks Road between Sleepy Hollow and Markwood Court. The next one is determining the necessity to close Marks Road between Sleepy Hollow Road and Charleston Drive. And the last resolution is authorizing and approving plan specifications estimates for new pavement marking bid for the Medina County Engineers.
I'll make a motion to approve the 5 resolutions.
Second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good Thanksgiving. Jeremy Sinko, our sanitary engineer.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, 5 resolutions for consideration today. The first is authorizing the sanitary engineer to enter into agreement with GPD Group for professional design services for the substation road, water main, and pump station project. The second is accepting and awarding the request for proposals to repair a 1 megawatt generator at the Liverpool wastewater treatment plant. The third is authorizing the sanitary engineer to enter an agreement with Hayes and Sawyer for professional design services to replace a package plant building for Sewer District 9. The fourth is authorizing the sanitary engineer to enter into an agreement with Jones and Henry Engineers for design services to flow monitor the sanitary sewer trunk main near the Medina Reservoir. And the final resolution is amending charges and fees imposed at the Medina County Solid Waste Management District.
I'll make a motion to approve the 5 resolutions.
Second the motion. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Scott Miller, our county administrator. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning. How are you? Just one resolution today. This is authorizing the grant of an easement to Columbia Gas. This is over on the fairgrounds. It's on the west side, just on the other side of the fence that runs down Fair Road. They need to supply gas to one of the buildings, and in order to come into code, they need to install the new line.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second the motion. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Thank you.
Very good. Thanks, Scott. Helen Murin, Human Resources Director. Good morning, Helen.
Good morning. We have 4 resolutions. On our personal changes resolution, we have 2 new hires at sanitary, 8 rate increases, 5 at maintenance, 1 at sanitary, 1 in finance, and 1 at office for older adults. Second resolution is amending the table of organization for the Medina County Home. Third resolution is appointing an excess insurance carrier for the county's workers' compensation self-insurance program. And the fourth and final resolution is the funding rates as they affect the Medina County DD Board.
I'll make a motion to approve the 4 resolutions.
I will second the motion. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Holly. Amy Lyon-Galvin, our Assistant County Administrator. Good morning.
Good morning. So there are 19 resolutions in the finance packet this morning for your consideration. The first one is amending the appropriation measure resolution. The second is amending the 22 appropriations by transferring appropriations. Third is expenditure adjustments for various funds. The fourth is the fund accounting adjustment number 2 for the local fiscal recovery fund 7121. This one I'll note lists 2 specific projects. It's the OSU extension for the $170,000 and the Office for Older Adults kitchen renovation for $200,000. I did, when I updated the ARPA spreadsheet, put in a request to potentially consider amending the request for the Office for Older Adults going from $200,000 to $400,000. I have only the $200,000 in here right now, but with that total cost being $615,000, it was the hope that we could wait and see what those bids came in. If it hits that 615 or if it's larger, and then we can revisit the idea of potentially increasing the $200,000 to something greater if you'd be so inclined. The 5th resolution is revenue adjustments for various funds. 6th is cash transfers for various funds. The 7th is the creation of a juvenile court special docket medication assisted treatment fiscal year 23 grant fund and authorizing those appropriations. The 8th resolution is providing for the issuance and sale of $1,650,187.50 of notes. This is for the rollover of the manuscript debt. It's a new 5-year payment program, putting off the December payment, rolling that into the refinancing into next year at a 5% interest rate. The 8th resolution is authorizing the purchase of 4,800 gallons of regular unleaded gas at the engineering center. This went to Ports Petroleum at the price of $2.225 per gallon for regular unleaded gas. The 10th is authorizing the Medina County Veterans Service Commission to purchase a new vehicle. 11th is declaring Medina County property as excess property. This next series are agreements for calendar year 2023. Resolution 12 is approving an agreement for drug and alcohol program at the Juvenile Detention Center. The 13th is an agreement for mental health programming at the Juvenile Detention Center. 14th is an agreement for a mental health program at the Medina County Jail. And the 15th is a contract for the provision of dental services at the Medina County Jail. The 16th is amending the agreement for the Office for Older Adults and the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging for their Medicare Improvements for Patients and Providers Act. 17th is allowing expenses of county officials. 18th is expenses of the county engineer. And 19th is approving claims for the week in the amount of $3,763,581.89.
I'll make a motion to approve the 19 resolutions.
I will second the motion. Any discussion?
We still okay, Stephen, with 170 on OSU?
We are.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you. All right. Department updates. Shannon Ryan, our transit director. Good morning.
Good morning. For our October report, looking at our numbers, we're seeing a very steady ridership. We are working to minimize our trip denials by scheduling in a more advantageous way. It's working a little bit, but unfortunately we did have 59 in the month of October. It's about that so far in November. We're looking to make sure that we pay attention to that. We want everybody to have a ride. As we look into the contract summary, I've been seeing our trends for agency trips. About 70% of our service, 69-70% is agencies right now. We're seeing an uptick in a lot of folks adding for office for older adults. Laura talked about that earlier. We are seeing an impact on that, our service, to make sure we fulfill that. Some of the public rides are being moved around with cooperation from the customers to make sure they can get where they're going. But as far as job and family taxi services, we will have an RFP coming out soon that goes into our how we're going to provide service outside the county of job and family. It's gone, like I said, it's gone from 2 to 3. Now it's 5 vehicles traveling outside the county for us. It's an increasing service. With that, we are looking, along with our other agency contracts coming up, to increase that per mile cost from $2.75 to $3, just to meet that growing cost of do business, the fuel trends and things like that. So we'll be having the agency contracts coming in the next couple of weeks. I've been starting to communicate with a little bit of with Office for Older Adults about seeing that increase. Not too much. 25 cents brings some monies to soften the blow of the fuel a little bit. I'll end with something that I'm very happy to read about one of our drivers. But to talk about our strategic planning, we have a lot going on. We have an article coming up in the next edition, December 2nd, of the Commissioner's newsletter. It's going to explain a lot about the MC Flex. Now, the MC Flex is the nice word for what we're going to try in Wadsworth, a pilot. What we're working through is to take our fixed routes and not run a static on-schedule fixed route, but improve service for the entire Wadsworth area with flex service, which means customers will be able to call in for their ride up to 2 hours in advance, same day, in the city of Wadsworth for the pilot, or they can choose to use an app. The app is something that's shared ride service, but they can schedule, the customer can schedule on the app, load it onto their phone, Apple or Android, and they can schedule the trip and see the bus timeliness coming to their location. A lot of information coming out. I'll hand you a couple flyers that are going to be distributed everywhere. The article, like I said, will come out December 2nd. And I'll also give you a kind of a blown-up map you can take a look at that, of the area we're covering. So this is an effort to improve service and basically put more emphasis on individual rides, customers traveling where they're traveling. Right now, we can go to 14, 15 locations on the fixed route. Just imagine all the places that people can go within that map. It's an exciting time for transit to do this. We've leveraged technology to do this. It's a lot of work in the back office to make sure that everything works. We're going to be testing that in the next couple of weeks, and then we'll have an announcement date coming up mid-December for the launch of this for the public. So I'm excited about this. Our team's excited. I think the customers are going to like it once they get educated. So we have a lot of work to do. I'll be working with the city of Wadsworth. I met with their city management. They're excited to have us come in to talk to their city council, their public television, their public radio, and I'll be doing a lot of that over the next couple of weeks, taking that show down there. So.
I guess,
Sure.
to be clear, well, this is like a, lack of a better term, Uber type of service. It's trademarked. We can't call it that, but it's operates much like that. But there are a number of neighborhoods that are just outside. Right now, your service area is the city of Wadsworth. There are a number of neighborhoods just outside that are actually within the township.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, the plan is to go ahead and start the service, and if we get calls for service into those neighborhoods, will we have the ability to flex and then help serve that?
Good word, but absolutely, yeah. We can include some neighborhoods. It's a fluid possibility to improve the service in a larger area than just that. Some of their underserved areas will be taken care of, but absolutely, if we get that call of somebody traveling. It is new. We've explained this to our drivers. We've had good training for them. They understand what we're doing. It will, be a good time to try this. December is a little lighter traveling, so we'll see a trend up through the spring and hopefully, move into Medina and testing later on in the spring. So, yeah.
Very good.
I have one letter to read that, this is a letter of commendation for one of our drivers. I provided you all with that. Jim Kuhn is one of our drivers. He's been with us for a little bit, but I'm just going to read the letter because it's really a letter commending Jim Kuhn, Medina County Public Transit driver, for his heroic act on the morning of November 7th. While driving the fixed route bus in Wadsworth, Ohio, Jim witnessed a passenger crossing the street that had passed out on the sidewalk. As a military-trained veteran, Jim quickly went to him and performed CPR until a medical unit arrived. We congratulate Jim on saving this person from unforeseeable and life-threatening circumstances. His presence of mind and courage are truly appreciated. I just want to thank him for his exceptional action and to keep up the good work. So this will go in his file. I couldn't bring him today. He's busy with us. If you get to meet Jim, he's a pretty special person to do something like this. The customers love him in Wadsworth, and to do this is exemplary. So I just wanted to bring that to your
So
attention.
he'll be doing this flex service too, right?
They love him there.
Yeah, this is
A
awesome.
customer called in and told, "Did you hear what happened?" Jim never even told us.
Really?
He was going to tell us. He said he got out of the bus. He told dispatch, "I'm getting out," but he never said, "I did this." Somebody came forward from the public. Our supervisor was in the area working on something else and talked to a passenger. So pretty special for us to see that, especially during these holiday seasons. Thankful for
Well, thanks for
Great
bringing it
drivers.
to our attention, and he deserves our praise, and
Yeah.
thanks certainly for taking that at the mind to provide that assistance.
Okay.
Thank you, Shannon.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Shannon. All right. Debbie Kiley, our Job and Family Services Director.
Good morning. First, just one resolution for your consideration. It's just a request for the county auditor to transfer funds from the Ohio Start grant to the JFS Public Assistance Fund.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second the motion. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
And department updates, but I'm just going to do agency updates as a
Okay.
whole. It's been a pretty busy month for JFS. Our Coats for Kids event was a success. It was just on like 2 Fridays ago. Although it was a bit of a muted response. I think it's our first year back since COVID, so I think our absence has been more of the norm than our presence. But we're hoping as we continue to do this year after year, we'll continue to gain traction. We were able to help one family whose child had a pretty significant surgery. I won't say what kind, but she had to stay away from crowds and things like that. So we opened the doors for her and her family early so she could come in, be away from potentially large crowds, and her siblings were able to come in, pick out a coat, try them on, and then be kept safe and sound. So we were happy to help that family in their time of need. We do still have coats that are available, so if they being anyone who's interested has a child that needs a coat, if they can just contact the agency, it's best if the child can try on the coat. That way we can ensure a good fit. So they can just reach us at 722-9300, and we will get them scheduled an appointment and a time to come in and visit us.
I presume we'll have that information in our next newsletter. as
Brian's
well?
email is up and in draft form for me to press send when I get back to the office.
Good, all right.
And then also our holiday toy drive for our children that are in foster care was also held this month. We received hundreds of dollars of gift cards as well as a lot of gifts from the community. Our Amazon wish list is still up, but we're going to have to close that within the next week just because we need to wrap and prepare the gifts for the families and facilities that are providing care for our children. And although the list will close, sadly, we will still probably take children into care even during and post-holiday season. So if anyone wants to donate gift cards to the agency, they can contact me. They can just bring the gift cards to the agency and drop them off, and we'll make sure that they kind of supplement those needs for those children that maybe aren't in our care yet but are to come, and we can make sure that they get some gifts for Christmas. And speaking of gift cards, we published this holiday toy drive throughout various social media platforms, Facebook being one of them. And we received a message from a woman in London, and I mean London, England. And when we first got the message, we were respectfully skeptical because she was in London, England, across the pond. But after several conversations with her, we realized that she saw our holiday toy drive advertisement on Facebook, and she wanted to help. She did not have a lot of money, but she still wanted to donate. So she sent us an Amazon gift card, and we were able to purchase a book for a 4-year-old child that's in our care who had that on his wish list. So I thought that was absolutely fabulous that Medina County Job and Family Services, that we're sharing the vision of who we are, what we do, and how we do it, like I said, as far as across the pond. So it was just a great story. And on the note of what we do and how we do it, I think I probably sent out an email to everyone, including the Pope, about The Leadership Medina County, along with Blitz Studios and Job and Family Services, we won Best Documentary under Wadsworth Cable TV's Klepper Award. It was for our video that we created in collaboration with those other agencies, Could You Be a Foster Parent? When we originally started this, it was not to win an award. I didn't even know the award existed, but it was just to share the story and the journey of a family who was considering becoming a licensed foster parent. The video is a touching story. It's still on our Facebook page. I think Wadsworth Cable TV still has it posted on theirs. And it's received a lot of attention even before this award, but I hope that it continues to highlight not only the important work of becoming a foster parent, but also one of the agency's many, many missions. So it's been a great month for JFS.
It's a great video, it really
It is. It is.
Very
Yeah.
touching. Yeah.
That's it.
All right. very
Thank
good.
you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Resolutions. We have a resolution appointing a member to the Medina County Library Board of Trustees. This appoints Jill McGar to the Medina County District Library Board of Trustees with a term expiring December 31st, 2029.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Moving second, I see Tina's here from the library. Thank you so much for coming, and I think you'll find her, she's familiar with it. She used to work, I guess, as a page many years ago.
And I know her, she's a great lady, and you guys are doing a great job getting us board of trustees.
Yeah, she was very impressive. But we also had a number of good candidates there too. It was hard to choose from, but she was special. So, roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes. And we also have a resolution reappointing a member of the Medina County Advisory Council on Aging and Disability and 5 County Advisory Council. It appoints Dave Wetzel and continue to serve on said board, and the desire of the Medina County Board of Commissioners for him to continue to serve. And let's see, just for David Wetzel, right?
Yeah.
For both. All right. And for a term ending September 30th, 2025.
I will make a motion to approve.
Second. Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes. All right. Next, open to public comment. We hear from general public, so I guess we'll go ahead and move on to discussion session. Scott, you want to start us off? Oh my gosh, wow. Shannon, anything more? Jeremy, nothing? Okay. You got, this is like a Browns game. No scores, no scores at all. So, Stephen. All righty then. Okay.
Well, I will talk about Jeremy.
Okay,
Is
talk
that-
about
okay. So Jeremy and I attended Hinkley Township's meeting last week, and he did a great job presenting information that they requested on water extensions in their township. So, it's difficult we have water projects all over the county. So, but he did an excellent job answering their questions and presenting the information.
And I know that's a tough one. That's a tough geography
Mhm.
you have to deal with the rock and the profiles and all that, and the limited service area. In other words, the number of individuals or households who use
Right.
that. And we had that question, years ago. In certain parts of Hinckley, we're able to get water there, and not a lot of use. And this is even more significant, the lack of really demand from that. We know that the citizens that need water, but unfortunately, it's not, when it comes to a business decision of trying to run the system for the entire kind of the areas that we have, we do have to consider where we put our money. That we basically, that system has to pay for itself. The customers have to pay for it. Taxpayers' dollars are not used for that purpose, so we have to run it at cost. And indeed, when we look at the entire system, that's a tough one to serve. And I understand their need and desire, but likewise, we have to look at the other areas where we have to make investment.
He was hit with a lot of questions. He had
Oh, yeah.
maps, he had statistics.
That's great. Yeah.
People were surprised at the areas of Hinckley that Medina doesn't even serve, that Cleveland serves. So
Yeah, that many years ago we entered that agreement, divide up that territory. So yeah, it's not an easy issue, and I do appreciate your professionalism in providing that you service well in that capacity. So do you have anything else?
that's it.
Okay, I don't have anything else other than I guess wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving with family and friends. You gonna adjourn?
Oh, I will make a motion to adjourn.
I will second.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes. Thank you, everybody. Golly.